Norton.
And Matt is with me now. Congratulations, Matt Cardle.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And happy Easter.
Thank you very much. And look, I got such a posh egg. None of your chocolate buttons.
No.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And that will ensure the interview goes very well. High on chocolate. So this is the new album, Time to Be Alive, and it seems like it is a good time for Be Alive, Matt Cardle. So how did this happen? Because you're back with, this isn't just, I was just saying to you, it's not just an album, it's you back with Sony, you've got the full force of that organisation behind you. How did that all happen?
Well, that was, sort of 3 years ago I started writing the album, and obviously the goal is to be with a label. I've done a couple of independent albums and they're difficult, it's a struggle, obviously. And then, we had a couple of labels involved, and then just to go back to Sony was mind-blowing. Of all places, after, the way things finished there, and even in the meeting, they were like, how would you feel about coming back? I'm like, are you kidding? I'm, amazing, obviously. Thank you for having me back. Just great to be back in the building. But
show business is an odd world, isn't it?
I hold no grudges. It was amazing. But I think we really needed that support, that major label support to get the album to the point it's at now,
And because it's not just you back. I was describing the album cover earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is like, the sort of the sex god extreme makeover people have been in. It's...
That's just clever lighting, Graham. That's all that is. Water and lighting.
Yeah, but was that, do you sit in big boardrooms with kind of Sony executives and going, right, we're going for a kind of very sexy masculine image?
Well,
I see you in rain.
It's a big push and pull of ideas and creatives, that's for sure. I mean, everybody's creative and everybody's got an opinion. But we were very lucky, it was a great shoot. And I just hate having my photo taken. If I'm honest,
it's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and or anything like that. Photo shoots, video shoots, I loathe them because I hate being the centre of attention. I'm in the wrong business for all that. But I mean, just when everybody's looking at me, I'm like, stop. Especially with the camera, it's even worse.
And in terms of the music, then the sound is different. It's very produced. You've worked with kind of lots of people, really high-level people on this album. So when you were writing these songs, you co-wrote nearly all of them.
Yes,
only one
that's right.
13 of the 14 you did. So in your head, when you were writing, is this what they sounded like? Or
I would love to say yes. I had the whole thing, envisioned. You just have to go in and hope for the best with a demo. But with the previous albums, I mean, I produced those myself essentially, and I can produce a band like we were just saying earlier. But I can't produce an electro album. I just don't have the capacity or the skill. So it was just kind of relinquishing control to someone like Jim Elliott to make it sound that beautiful as it does. And
I think the last time you were on the show was that when you were in Memphis.
That's right.
Yeah. So and that went so well. I mean, you won awards. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
Did you think that was something you were going to focus on, or did you always know? No, I want to get back with me and a guitar and yeah.
No, it was one of those things. It came along at a time, Graham, when I was writing for this album, but I had. I'd run out of steam writing. I couldn't think of another lyric, another chorus, nothing. And then I got the call from Beverly to go and audition for Memphis. And it just shot into the world of musical theatre, which is just absolutely nuts. It's I've come out with some amazing experiences, some not so. I've probably got one of the worst audition stories that everyone's ever got. I did an audition for School of Rock, it was, and my agent called me up and he said, very relaxed, it's just a couple of guys, they don't want you to sing, they just want you to just to do a couple of scenes with them. So I turn up and there's about 7 people in the room. I'm already like, okay, this isn't what I was sold. Okay, the 7th person, is Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I'm just like, oh my god, so this is really not going the way I thought it was going to go. And we sit down, a little chat, and it's very frosty, and I'm just like, this, please, someone help me. This is, and they go, right, so can we hear Mount Rock? And you can't make any excuses in the theatre world. You just don't make an excuse, and just prepare yourself, learn your lines and your songs. So I'm trying to make an excuse. I'm like, I was just told to learn the scenes, not the song, and there's just no help coming back. And I'm like Blackadder on the firing line. It's like, this is going spectacularly badly wrong. So I go up to the piano, and I know the tune a bit, but I don't know the lyric at all. and they start, and I end up sounding like the guy from Police Academy. I'm just like, it's because the song is so high and so fast. It's like you can't. It's not like I don't know the words. I'm going. Andrew Lloyd Webber just walked out the audition, and I can just feel the whole room. Just they can't even look at me. It's that awful. So he gets me to do it 3 times, and I'm like 3 times. I'm just mincing this poor guy's song. Like, Sir Andrew, if you're out there listening, I'm so sorry. I would never turn up to an interview so grossly unprepared. It's just
happy 70th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. It was just it was awful. It was awful.
Back to happier times.
Yes, yeah.
That does sound terrible. Because the X Factor has changed in its fortunes, but you hit it at its absolute peak. You were the kind of 20 million man. You won every show,
Yeah.
and it strikes me that you have kept a lot of that fan base with you.
Yeah, I mean, they've been absolutely incredible, and I want to thank them all from the bottom of my heart, for sticking with me through, the first album and 2 kind of confusing independent albums. But, they've been there, and they've been absolutely solid as a rock. It's been absolutely amazing.
And, I mean, you're doing Crew, but is this an album that you can tour?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It will, that will all be sorted once it's out and we see how it's going, basically. Depends on how it goes.
Yeah, stadium.
Exactly.
He'll be doing live dates include Fox and Hounds.
Exactly. Just pencil it in,
this is so sweet. People have been in touch, obviously, fans.
Yeah.
Emma Towney, I made a book for you when I was 16. By the way, the clue here is lie at the end. I made a book for you when I was 16 for you to read, to remind you how inspiring you are. I'm 21 now, and my question is, do you still have that book? I've been wondering for years. Yes, you do.
Yes, Emma, I do. Do you know what? Like, I cannot throw things away. Why, Nathan? No, I have it. Do you know where? I have it in my parents' loft. Yeah, exactly. No, but I do. I'm a hoarder like that, and especially when someone's put time and effort and love into it, I can't throw it away. So yeah, I do have it all in the loft. Mum hates me for it, but can't put anything else up there.
And Emma doesn't believe you. But now loads of people have been in touch saying that your track Blue is amazing, but it's not on the new album. Why is that? And can we expect to see it released in the future?
Because the other tracks were more amazing than it. No, it's I don't know. There were lots of songs that didn't make the cut with this album because I was spending 4 years writing it.
Yeah.
We had so many tracks, and it was a horrible process actually to chop them out and off, and some just weren't relevant. There's going to be a deluxe album, and that will possibly be on the deluxe. Maybe add that.
That's news to them.
That's
like,
news to them. No, deluxe album, you'd be lucky.
What?
Exactly.
No, we've done you one album. Enjoy that. Play it in the guitar. Joe Wills in Jersey. How did the album title come about? You told us ages ago it was going to be called Higher Power.
Yeah, I mean, that came from...
Annoying having fans, isn't it?
I know. Time to Be Alive is essentially the essence for me of the entire album. It came from a very dark place that I went to, and it's about, addiction and recovery, and Time to Be Alive is about, taking life on the chin and just accepting that, it hurts. It's horrible at times, but you just have to face up to things and, not run from your problems or medicate from them,
And also, I suppose what's good is that you can come back from those things. That like a big label like Sony will kind of go, that guy's had problems, but we're still going to back him to the hilt.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of love and support, during that time, and then to come back and have the love and support from Sony's just been. Yeah.
And here's the thing, I suppose, maybe this question's in here, but like with something like the X Factor, which is like a fairy tale or a magic trick, that 1 minute you're just some bloke and the next minute you're Matt Cardle. Right. Would you do that again?
Yeah, it would probably kill me, but of course I would. And I wouldn't change a thing for the world,
So would you advise people to...
No.
Okay.
Don't do it. No, I'm joking. Look, if you're steady enough to take on that kind of rejection, because that can happen, even post-show, you've got to be strong and you've got to be prepared to hear a no. That's all.
Okay. Amanda Andrews. Now, when you have a whole album of great songs, how did you decide which one was going to be the lead single? And that is a problem, isn't it?
That's a horrible.
And was it a decision by committee?
Yeah. Yes. No. It is. I think you just have to listen through everything and just try and, at a glance, go, well, that stuck out for me. Will you guys play it? Do you guys like it? More to the point.
It's on the playlist.
Exactly. Yeah. It's difficult.
Can you wish me, Emily Kent, a happy birthday, please? I turned 22 yesterday, and I've been to every one of your gigs for the last 4 years.
Well, thank you so much, and happy birthday.
She is, she's screaming. She is screaming and running around the room now. I thought she's driving and she's crashed. One or the other. One of those things has happened. Yeah. Mary Ann Johnson in Canada. Canada, Matt Cardle.
Mary Ann.
When you're writing a song, do you have an idea of a video concept for it at the time, or does that come afterwards?
That always comes afterwards. I mean, often you'll be bouncing around the studio going, oh, can you imagine this in the video? Or what sometimes you do is you play the song and you put somebody else's video on in the background to try and imagine it that way. But it's always difficult coming up with concepts.
Yeah. Barbara Foote, when will you be releasing another book picking up where my story left off? I can't wait to read more.
I mean, I'm not sure people would want to read what happened after my story. Maybe give it a few years. You don't want to read about that time. Lord, no. Please. Maybe under pseudonym.
Anne Cleary. I run an online group called Friends Who Like Matt Cardle. Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Several new members from the US. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Want to know, when will Matt Cardle come to America?
I'll just say very soon. We're hoping to release the album out there. It's hopefully on the cards. And if we do, then we will definitely be over. I've spent a lot of time there. I love LA at least.
Okay, so that's the answer to Friends Who Like Matt Cardle. Mariam Al-Sad, a much more specific question. Mm-hmm. When will you be coming to Leeds? America, Leeds.
I'm going to say even sooner. I'll go out on a limb there, and probably before we reach the States.
We keep seeing photos of you borrowing other people's dogs. If you were going to get a dog, what breed would you choose, and what would you call it? Thank you, Olivia, age 11. That's a proper question.
Yeah, that's a proper.
That's a proper Saturday morning. I'm interviewing a pop star question.
You know what? I've actually been thinking about this because
there's an answer. There's an answer, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't have the answer. I mean, one that doesn't shed hair, I would love,
that's a lie, they all do.
Oh, it really, okay. I mean,
I have a Labradoodle, it's supposed to be hypoallergenic.
That's what...
Honestly, I look like a Yeti when I wake up.
I mean, I would say something like a Labradoodle or a Labrador. I know Labradors can get quite big and my flat's not huge.
And Labradoodles can get very big.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd call it. I don't know. I really don't know.
Olivia, sorry. We peaked too soon on your question. We really thought we were going somewhere with it, and we've ended up with
nothing.
Nothing. No breed, no name, nothing. Now, I was very fortunate to see Matt at the London Hippodrome just before Christmas, where he performed a really beautiful mashup of Silent Night and Paul Simon's Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. Mm-hmm. Have you ever written a Christmas song? And if not, is it something you would consider doing? That's from Helen Hannum.
Yeah, people have said to me before, a friend of mine, Chris Heap, he was always saying to me, you should write a Christmas song, purely because Christmas comes around every year. And,
so
and if you do coin it on a Christmas song, then, that's years and years of...
Matt, you know what there isn't? You know what there isn't? Easter songs. Get in there. Easter. You're on it. Yeah. No, because,
it's true.
Every Christmas, loads of them. Easter, nothing. Pop ignores Easter. Just ignores it. Now that you've mastered the guitar solo on Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb.
I wouldn't say mastered. That's very sweet, but thank you.
Oh. This is from Jessica Tooney. Have you thought about challenging yourself again with another?
I have. It's an iconic solo, and I was petrified the first time I tried it. You can't take on something like that and then just fluff it halfway through, which I've done before. I mean, people have seen me fluff it. It's one of those things. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not as confident on the guitar as I am, singing. I know,
You know where you are there.
I know where I am there, but with...
Now, I don't know what this is, so you'll have to explain. Jackie Crawford says, the song The End has almost become part of Cardle folklore. How likely are we to hear the finished song at some point? What is this?
I mean, it's a song that I had for my second album, and I think I played it once in the dressing room of the Shaftesbury Theatre in Memphis during an interview, and I think they just liked the way it started. And that's so it's not left for like 3 years. It's like it never got finished. It was just a jam, really. But
it's so weird that it's called The End.
I know.
That's the one thing it hasn't got.
No, it's so true. Soon, hopefully, it will be finished, and you'll be the first to hear it.
Okay. The tours for the previous albums have involved a full band. How do you envisage playing the new tracks live on tour, given the new electronic direction? Very good question, Minky. Thanks for asking.
Thanks, Minky. Yeah, I think it would be a stripped-down affair because everything is more electronic. You know, less. You know, you don't need a full drum kit. You don't necessarily need a bass player. I mean, some of the camaraderie will be missing if there's few of us on stage, but the sound will. You know, I mean, you've got to get it across somehow.
Yeah. And also, I think the nice thing is because the album's coming out now, people will be familiar with the venues. Talking of venues, final question. Wendy Carver, if you could perform your music at any venue in the world, where would you choose, and what's your favourite venue you've performed at so far in your career?
My favourite venue so far had to be Hammersmith Apollo, because I was just expecting it to be not awful, but it's London. You know, at the end of a tour, London's very much sit back, arms folded, impress me, please. Whereas the further north you go, they're kind of coming at you, crazy crowds, amazing. And it was just the most amazing atmosphere I've ever experienced in that night. So that was the venue, that was the gig. I would love to go back there and play again for 2 nights on the Spin.
Hammersmith Apollo, that's the one. Whatever.
No biggie.
Whatever it is now, it's sponsored by somebody.
Yeah.
Listen, the new album, congratulations, Matt Cardle.
Thank
Time
you.
to Be Alive. It's out on April the 27th, and the new single Desire, of course, is out now. The very best of luck to you. Lovely to see you, and
too.
come back and see us again.
Thanks, Graham.